How balanced is your life? Yeah, pretty good question, right? So let's talk about that next on higher learning. The other day, I was sharing with a friend of mine in response to her podcast, and I told her, I have discovered that life has to balance our lives mental, emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects. And what I've learned from just living this life as long as I've been on this earth, that there is often times in our lives where we're off balance. We're human. But if we remain off balance, then we're going to find ourselves in a situation where we're not as productive as we should be. I told her our experiences demonstrate that balance is essential to our existence. It is the foundation, I believe, in who we are as humans. And every time one of those elements is what I'm calling them become off balance, then we find ourselves in that precarious situation. Mentally, I may be strong, but physically, I'm lazy as I don't know what. I may have good financial foundation, if you will, real strong with it, but emotionally, I'm just a wreck. And I may be strong spiritually, but then mentally, I may also be hurting. So each one of those elements must try its best to balance out so that you can live that productive life that I believe is available to all of us. And again, we're not perfect individuals, but can you imagine if you can just sort of make sense of those various particular elements in our lives to the point that you begin to recognize when something's off balance? And what I try to tell people is that when you do take a look at things like your mental, emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual needs, when they're off balance, look at your productivity. Is it off? Are you not functioning the way you normally would? Maybe it's one of those particular elements that's off balance. I said here that when one of these elements are off balance, productivity is threatened, and in some circumstances, the ability to move forward is hampered. As many of you know, I'm a life coach, so that's one of the things I try to help people is to move forward. I don't provide advice. What I do is help people draw out of them what's already there. And many times I spend time talking to clients and I begin to realize there's a lot of stuff on the inside that they just don't realize is there. But if I can share with them ways and ask certain questions, it's amazing what happens. You see, I said that one must become aware of the imbalance, determine a viable solution, and when necessary, seek help. We cannot become so proud that we think we can handle all these things by ourselves. My friends, I've seen too many folks out there struggling, but will not take the time to seek the help that's needed. So that means maybe finding a life coach, taking time to find a counselor, take the time to find a therapist, maybe a pastor if you're a religious person. But stop doing these things by yourself and you find yourself off balance in some factor in your life. Maybe it's financial. That means go get financial help from somebody, you know. But whatever that imbalance, whatever the element that's imbalanced in your life, go find a way to bring balance back in your life. Life is too short, my friends, for you not to get out there and be the best you that you can be. But if you're spinning your wheels with all this unbalance in your life, you're going to get depressed. You're not going to feel like doing anything. Or you may reach what I call a plateau. You see the goal in front of you, but you really just don't even care anymore. Find that balance and become the best person you can be. Enjoy life. And for you spiritual folks like myself, remind yourself that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and everything that's available to you is there through the power of God that if it lines up with His will for your life. But do something. Again, life is too short. We do not know what tomorrow is going to be like. So why not be the best and do as much as you possibly can to enjoy this life? Be productive. Help people. Let's get out there and enjoy what God has given you. We'll talk later. Be blessed.